Hey everybody, it's your man Tyke coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before I begin, I would like to ask that you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share me with your friends and family if you think it's not robbery. Share me, good people. I'm trying to get out there. All right, let's begin. This story is going to take place in the Orlando area, spanning and four different homes. But the most important I'm going to talk to you guys about is Bruton Boulevard. Now, that's going to be a very particular thing in this story, Bruton Boulevard. So, now the story is going to talk. Today, we're going to talk about this sister by the name of Diamond Shelly. Now, Diamond Shelly was a real savage bitch, man. She was all about motherfucking money, clothes, and hoes. She was about that life, you know. She ain't love no niggas. Hell, she was sucking pussy. She was sucking pussy and turning young girls out before that shit was a thing nowadays. She was just on that masculine woman shit. But the thing about Diamond Shelly, she had a body out of this world. When I say a body out of this world, you see the little Instagram chicks posting with the same little pictures with the six pack, halfway crooked stands, one leg in the front, one leg in the back, showing their ass on the side view and all that shit. That's that y'all getting the workout bodies now. Without working out, Diamond Shelly had that motherfucking body. That if you want to put reference to it, think about the red bone chick from the Players Club. Not that Diamond. Come to think about it, that bitch named Diamond too. Not that Diamond, but the gangster one that had the cowboy hat that was riding the meat and shit, and that set the young dark skinned sister up. So think about her mixed with Trina and Megan Thee Stallion all put together three. So that was your Diamond Shelly with a little bit of Lady of Rage to beat your ass. Now Diamond Shelly, they call her Diamond Shelly because she had diamonds on each one of her fingers. She had diamonds like she had like at least four diamond rings and big nuggets, motherfucker, on each side of her, on each hand. And she would jump out the car and just swing on niggas, bop, hit them in the face, scar their face up, and she'll rob the dope boys at guns on at pistol point, knife point. She'll sit up there and be like flirt with a dope boy, be sucking him up in the back and behind the stoves and shit. And after she get done, she'll pull a blade, put it to his dick, and like, nigga, I need all your shit. I'm cutting this fuck shit off. And she was so savage that the dudes knew that okay, Diamond Shelly will fuck us up. So she was a terror in this bitch. When they seen her little pink car come around the bit, and she had a pink car before Barbie Fever came to the motherfucking forefront now. So Diamond Shelly was known as a real gangster, and to fuck it up, to make it so bad, she had about 4, 5 other little sisters with her that was just as savage. So now this little crazy red bone motherfucking lady Diamond, she was about that business, man. And I just cannot stress how fine this motherfucker was, boy. I'm legit 16, 17 years old, probably 15, 16. And I'm seeing how fine she is. And we all saying, boy, when we grow up, we gonna fuck Diamond Shelly. We gonna fuck Diamond Shelly. I want you guys to really remember what I'm saying now. I'm being transparent. If you can't take these stories, get your ass on off, because these are real, true life, true spooky stories that happened in my lifetime. So if you're sensitive to the touch, get the hell on, man. Let everybody else enjoy the bit. So we used to say when we grow up, yeah, we gonna fuck Diamond Shelly. Diamond Shelly gonna be our lady. We gonna protect Diamond Shelly. We gonna ride for Diamond Shelly. We were just like, cause she was the baddest thing in the hood, man. Fine, super bad, cool. So one day, Diamond Shelly get into it with my auntie. This is Auntie Shorty Cool. I want to say her name, but this is Auntie Shorty Cool. So Diamond Shelly get into it with Auntie Shorty Cool. So they at the store right off Ivy Lane Road across from the little church. I forget the name of the store. It wasn't Big B. It's a little bit up the road from Big B, closer to Malibu. So one day, Auntie and Diamond Shelly get into a little argument. Now Auntie was a little slim red bone, little small petite little thing. She was a dirty red, not the bright skin red. She was that dirty red, and Auntie was known for whooping ass too, pulling out that blade and fucking you up. So while her and Diamond Shelly up there arguing over what reason, we don't know to this day. But Auntie took off the glasses she had because she used to wear them little thin ass little cheap glasses you get from the dollar store, and just to make herself look pretty when she glossed herself up and shit. So she took off her glasses and she break the ear handle off of the bitch, the one that hang on your ear. So when she break that motherfucker, she take it and she stab Diamond Shelly on the left side of her head, trying to get in her temple. Auntie was known for not knocking bitches off. She on her deathbed, she told me everything she did, man. That's a whole nother motherfucking story. So Auntie gonna sit up there, pop the glasses, pop the little ear holding rod thing, and she stabbed Diamond Shelly in the side of the head, in the temple, and caused Diamond Shelly to, skin to loosen up by the eye. So Diamond Shelly almost lost her eye. So Diamond Shelly end up fighting a boop boop boop. They knock hands, so boom. Somebody break them up. Now they warring, they beefing. Now this for the bullshit finna start, people. I'm telling you, I done described Diamond Shelly. I'm just putting it out there. So Diamond Shelly, she running back and forth to South Florida, Miami, and all that shit there. So Auntie done wallowed her ass aside. They done had their little beef. We thinking the shit over. It is what it is. But Diamond Shelly had the smartest idea to shoot down there to South Florida to talk to one of the witch men that Grandma knew out of Latunia Beach. Down there in South Florida. Most of y'all ain't never heard of Latunia Beach, But Latunia Beach is a spot. But you got a witch man down there. Had a witch man down there. So Diamond Shelly shoot her ass down there, and she come here and she come up to the dude and she like, okay, I need to do some work on this motherfucker right now, because Auntie was just as jazzy, just as bad, and she could run them hoes just like she could. So Auntie Shawty Cool was her direct threat, y'all. So Diamond Shelly shoot her ass down there to the witch man, and she paid the witch man whatever to do a spell on Auntie. Unbeknownst to Diamond Shelly, the witch man knew Grandma. So the witch man called up Grandma. Now I'm standing next to Grandma. This ain't her mouth. This ain't her mouth now. This really, I'm really hearing, because she had the rotary phone back in the day. Grandma didn't have no cell phone. She had the house phone, the wireless phone that you could put on speaker and walk outside with the bitch. So the witch man called Grandma, and he was like, Gunja. And she like, who this? Like, this Roy. And she's like, is this Roy? Like, yeah. Roy, what the fuck you want? What you calling me for? I don't owe you no money. And say, no, I'm calling because I ran past a name that got your last name on it down here. Somebody paid me to do some work for somebody with your last name, and I'm just trying to make sure it ain't you. And Grandma said, what the fuck you mean, our last name? Our last name is unique. And he said, that's what I'm saying. So Jamaican man, not Jamaican man, sorry. The spiritual man Roy said, well, if I'm not mistaken from what Spirit telling me, it's your daughter. Now, I don't know, but I think the lady just paid me like $2,000 to hex your daughter. And Grandma said, well, bitch, did you do it? He said, yeah. Before I did it, I put the hex on her, but now I see that it's done. I got the jars and everything right here that I use. Grandma said, okay, thank you for telling me. We gonna be there. Give me about 2 days and I'll be there. By 4 days in the morning, I'm coming. He's like, all right, come on down here, darling, I got you. And Grandma said, thank you, Roy. So now, Grandma come and get me. She take me out of school and everything. Keep in mind, I'm like 14, 15 years old. So Grandma load up. It's about 3, 4 days in the morning. Me and Grandma load up in the Buick. We flushing down to South Florida. Grandma, and now the whole time Grandma flushing this bitch down at South Florida, she got one song on repeat. It's 3.5 hours to get from Orlando to South Florida, Latunia Beach, where we were headed. So Grandma playing this one country song, like "Don't Take the Girl" or "You Took My Girl," something like a Tear in a Beer song, which 90% of them are. But this was in a bar, and I can't remember. I want to say like Garth Brooks or some shit. But yeah, so me and Grandma floating down that bitch, and Grandma just kept on like like replaying, like she'll wind the seat, she'll put the CD in and she'll press the button and the song will play all over. I don't know what the song meant, I'm just telling you what happened. So 3.5 hours we get down there in the Buick. Grandma knock on this door. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 8, 9 tops. So grandma knock on the door, but before she knock on the door, she go to her trunk and grandma pull out this stick. Now this stick was kind of wet because she like oily and viscous on it, and she had it wrapped up in some kind of plastic. So she pulled out this stick and it had like ribbons on the end. It was like white tassels of white string. I don't know. For the best of my memory, it keeps saying like tassels of string, but I can't recall. So I don't want to lie to you. I'm just giving you the best of my ability, y'all. So grandma said, come here tight. She said, come here, baby. She said, you grandma baby, right? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, now I'm gonna give you some instructions. Now when I give you these here instructions, I need you to follow them to the letter. Don't move now. I said, yes, ma'am. So grandma walk in the house first. I walk in behind her. Grandma had a stick. The witch man come out there from behind the little beads in the hallway, because he had beads on his thing coming out of the hallway where he did all his work. So he nodded his head at grandma. Now wasn't no word spoken, y'all. He just nodded his head at grandma. Grandma nodded her head back. Grandma turned around to me and she said, now listen to me good. I want you to stand right here, baby. She said, give me your right hand. Can you do that for me? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, open your hand, palm up. I did it. She said, okay. She laid the little stick in my hand. And the stick was all wet and gross and viscous, oily, like some slime. I'm the best I can recall. And she said, squeeze it in tight now. Don't let you go. I said, all right. So she took my hand and she pulled it far from my chest, like if I was doing a fist bump, y'all. And she made me spin my hand around. And when I spin my hand around, I'm just holding it. And she said, you gonna be my marshal? You gonna be my marshal? Y'all remember this word now. Remember this word. She said, you gonna be my marshal, right? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, okay. I'm counting on you to lead the way now. She said, now don't move your hand, don't drop your arm, no matter how long it take, baby. This is important. I said, yes, ma'am. So that's grandmama. So I love grandmama. 15, 16. Nigga, grandma could tell me to jump off the building, baby, and I'm hauling ass, parachute or not. That's grandma. So I sat there and I'm poised like one of them damn London guards with the bare fur hats and the red coats and shit, standing at the gate. I ain't moving a muscle because I know grandma got some spiritual shit. When we walked in, I got to see, so I know where grandma placed me, inside his house behind his front door. You know, he had his elect bar there. So grandma puts me in front of all his spiritual deities in the door so nothing could trap her in the house. I know this now because I'm a spiritualist man myself. So I had to lead the way. So I stood there facing the hallway, paused, fist out. It took about 15, 20 minutes. They was back there talking, giggling, and all that shit. And you hearing shells drop on the table. You hearing chants. They saying all that type of shit that I can't understand. So, but you know, and I'm shaking because I'm like, okay, they some ritualistic shit back there. Okay, cool. So not 15 minutes passed by, you know, and I'm assuming what 15, 20 minutes passed by. So I'm like, okay, good. So I see grandmama walk out first. Now when grandma walk out first, she walked back forward to me and she look at my arm, look at my hand. She make sure, you know, that I ain't moving. And she said, and she leaned down, she kneeled down in front of me. And I look her in the face, but I ain't dropped my arm because I know if she say don't move a muscle until she touch me, don't move a muscle. And grandma didn't touch me. She kneeled down in front. She said, baby, you doing okay? She said, you're doing good. Stay just like that now. Don't move. She said, grandma love you now. Stay just like that, my big thick nigga. Say, you got it, grandma. And I'm like, you got it, grandma, because I'm fucking, my muscles are atrophying. And I think that's the word, atrophy, when they tighten up on your rigor mortis down there. So I said, okay, shit, I'm doing this for grandmama. That was willpower like a motherfucker, y'all, no joke. So grandma turns around, she stands up, and she like stands up like she finna fight. She put her chest up in the air. I seen grandma do this one time, and she puts her chest up in the air with her hands cocked back like, what you gonna do, bitch? I'm the man, buffed up. And the dude come out there and he hand grandma a jar. And the most thing I could say what this jar, it was a canopic jar. So, like when somebody put your organs in there from the Egyptian mummies and shit. So he hand grandmama a canopic jar. And he say, here go your daughter, a ganja. I'm gonna give her in your hands. Grandma take the jar. Grandma walks back to the car. And grandma always backed up out of his house. She went in back. She walked in frontless and she always backed up out. She got out there on the grass. She'll turn around, and I'm just speculating. So she goes and she opened the trunk. She put it in there. Boom, boom, boom. She put the canopic jar in there. She comes back in the house with a shoebox. And now when she get the voodoo man the shoebox, and he say, so what you want me to do? And he say, put that bitch on the fire. That's all grandma said, last words to him. He said, okay. So grandma walks up to me and she turns to me and she tapped me on my right shoulder where I was holding the stick because I was her marshal. And she said, come on, baby. She said, a little bit more going. Look, we got a little bit more to go. She said, now I want you to walk backwards out this house. And she said, put your back to mine. She said, I'll put your front side to mine. Now I'm going to be right on your butt, baby. I'm going to be close. I'm going to make sure you don't fall. You trust me? I said, yes, ma'am. So she give me I take 2 shuffles to the left to get in front of the door. And she just, me and her walking backwards. And I know she ain't going to let me fall. She walking backwards. So we back to back like this motherfucker walking in lockstep, y'all. My hand still up. I still got the martial position with this magical stick grandma had me holding in my hand. Step out the bit. We stepped down off his porch, his ledge. And as soon as I stepped down off the porch and ledge, it's like I couldn't hear anything, but it's like all my sound came back. All the feelings of my energy came back. I could feel the wind and I'm sweating. I could taste the salt in the air. It's like all my senses went to 10,000, unless that when I was in the house, I was in a dead zone. So then she had me put my hand down and she said, okay, baby, we could turn around and walk away. And she keeps saying, you did good. She said, you did good. You was in the dead zone, baby. You was dead as fucking now. You did good. She just praising me. So she take the stick, she put it back in the little, wrap it back up in the little plastic, put it back in the little black pouch she got it out of. She said, come on, baby, let's go. She stopped by the store, got me some the donuts and some, root beer soda for the ride. I fell asleep on the drive. I don't know what she was listening to, so boom. Fast forward, grandma got this box. Grandma got auntie canopic jar. So now grandma get back to Orlando and everything. She dropped me off at my mama's house. She say, make sure you put him in the bath now. Use some of that lime wash I made. So grandma told me to get in the bath, make sure my mama bathes me up. Lime juice all on me, wash my little hair. It was nappy the next morning. So grandma did that. So now I'm finna stop the story right there because I want to tell you the effects that the spell had that Diamond Shelly did to auntie. Now auntie, whatever Diamond Shelly did, auntie became a crackhead after this. So just straight up jug, crackhead, drinker, all that shit. But the crazy peculiar thing about the spell she did to auntie became afraid of anything electrical. If she would see us plugging in like a stove or an iron toaster or something, she would be all timid and shaking. She is scared of electricity. If we didn't tell her we were turning on the TV and let's say we use the remote, just pop that bitch on, she'll think like the electricity was a demon, a devil or something. And when it was thunderstorm and lightning outside, she would get under the cover and she would be definitely afraid of lightning, thunder strikes, all that shit. So whatever the spiritual cat did down there in Latunia Beach, it fucked auntie life up because she would rather go off the grid than deal with electricity. She totally took auntie out of her element, right? So with that being said, so auntie out of her element, scared of electricity, fucked off, all that shit though, right? So boom, now auntie started getting on crack cocaine and drinking heavy, and that was the only time she could function. But a lot of the crackheads that she was smoking with, they would always come find her and they would take the aluminum pans and shit they'll bang on them and they'll flash the lights in the house, and she'll go hide undercover after she just spent her hard-earned money on dope. So we ain't like that shit. So as her nephews and shit, we would go and we would beat up the jugs, rob them, give her dope back and shit if what they ain't smoking. Like, auntie, you can smoke in our car, you can smoke in the in this place over here. We would do shit like that because it is what it is. So that's the effects of it. So auntie fell from grace. So auntie ain't this jazzy, bad, dirty red no more. Now she just a little rockhead lady running around now, and she doing her best. She wasn't no sloppy little rockhead. She was always clean, kept herself up and shit. But everybody knew she was on that shit. So now that's what the spell that the Voodoo man did. But he had already did the shit because he got paid until he read the name who it was, and him and grandma know each other. See, back in the day, that's when the witch man had respect for each other. If you know somebody in the family that's getting hexed, they gonna call you and say, hey, somebody putting the hex on you. Granted, they gotta do what they gotta do or they can refuse it. But then was the old days with morals. Nowadays, I was raised right in this southern folk magic. Nowadays, everybody on the internet hexing bitches out of nowhere and don't give a fuck. It's all about the money and shit. But I digress, y'all. So now that's what Diamond Shelly had done to auntie. Took off her game. Now, here's what grandmama did to Diamond Shelly. Now, this spell ain't, this shit ain't never sit right with me, y'all. And I'm finna go into detail now. So, again, back to Diamond Shelly. Now, I told you Diamond Shelly was old fine old motherfucker. Boy, I mean, she walk in a room, boy, and if it's hot, boy, everything gonna go cold. She was so fine that when you look at her, even women, they say, damn, that bitch got a bad shape on her. Or when she walk in a room and see a lot of dudes, walk around the corner, see a lot of dudes, everybody instantly wrinkle their face and poke out their little, ooh, woo. You have to make a noise. But she was fighting, she would swing on your ass. So one day, Diamond Shelly did a little jump out on a nigga. She finna rob him. Boop, boop. So she went out there and robbed Alfonso. Now Alfonso was a pretty boy dope dealer. He was just selling dope so he could fuck hoes and take care. And fuck hoes have a lot of money and shit, so he could just splurge on bitches. He liked what y'all call today tricking off. But he was just a cool nigga, nice car, always clean, nails done. But he just was a little local dope man. Made himself look heavy in front of the little chick. So that's his thing. It was all about pussy to him. So she see Alfonso and she jumps out the car. She swing on Alfonso, boom, hit him in the head with the rain. Now Alfonso ain't no woman beater, but what Diamond Shelly did to him, kind of set him off. Now I don't know that this spell grandma do work like that and made Alfonso swing on her ass like he did. But Alfonso turned around and popped her ass, boom. And after he got through like punching the bitch in the face and working her ass over like so. Another dude came around the corner and he jumped out his car and he just started kicking her ass. So now there's two dudes beating up Diamond Shelly and they yelling, oh, that hoe robbed me. Or that hoe robbed my homeboy. That hoe stole my bum while I was serving. So now all this protection Diamond Shelly had on her gone. Now they just roughing her ass up big time. Remember that shit now. So everywhere she go, dudes will be trying to fight her. Dudes will be pulling pistols on her. Cause she was a terror in this bitch, man. I mean, it ain't like she wasn't no innocent ass chick that nigga just taking advantage of physically, violently. She would rob you, cut you, shoot you. She would break up your cars and shit. She'll fuck up your card game, your dice game. She thought she just was invincible. But after grandma had the man do the spell on her, that invincibility lost. Now she had started falling from grace, and she still had a little clique with her little chicks. So none of the old heads, even though she was fine like that, none of the dudes in the neighborhood, they'll fuck her none. So she started going to the high school where we was, Joan, and she'll start getting the dudes out there, and she'll like the young boys, 16, 17, 18, and she'll start, fucking them, and we all jit. She was the finest thing we ever seen. It wasn't nobody built like that in high school like this nigga here. So the older boy, the young boy, they all fucking. So she messed with one boy named D. Now people, it ain't a homosexual bone in my body. But when I say D was built like a grown man, and we used to change inside of the gym class, the nigga change and take a shower, the bitch cock was just like a grown ass man cock. This dude was literally a man amongst boys. I ain't have shit working with that at 16, 17 years old. This nigga was grown damn near to us. So she started fucking with D. D lived off Orange Center in that area, right up the road from Jones. So she knocking D down, coming to pick him up from school, hitting him and all that shit there. He loving it. So we bragging, nigga, you getting diamond, Shelly? Yeah, bitch. He like, yeah, man, you know it ain't nothing. Little bitch, she old hoe get fucked. So we bragging, he like the top notch nigga. Ain't none of us ever had our cherry popped. I got my shit popped at fucking 18. That's the first time I had my nut cracked. So he was the man. He was the go-to dude, right? So now, fast forward a little bit, we right off of Bruton Boulevard. That's a little bit around the corner from Orange Center. So all of a sudden, D's sister jumps out the car on Diamond Shelly after she had just got through, serving up D, and D's sister name was Shelly Ann. So now Shelly Ann come around there, and Shelly Ann see him. Shelly Ann go to Diamond Shelly and be like, "Bitch, you fucking with my brother? You old washed up hoe? You old this? Not ain't none of these ladies washed up at all. But in they terminology, they washed up. I don't know. So we just. So now out of nowhere, I'm watching this. So out of nowhere, Grandma pull up in the Buick. And I don't know if Grandma orchestrated this. I don't know now, because I told Grandma what she was doing and where they gonna be at. So I'm just being honest. So all of a sudden, Grandma pull up with the Buick. So I run over there to Grandma's car because now Diamond Shelly and Shelly Ann sitting up there arguing over D. And D is Shelly Ann's brother, but Diamond Shelly fucking this boy, and he like 17 years old, and she an old bitch that done been around in the street. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was afraid of HIV and AIDS heavy back then. And shit is still crazy now, but bitch, we was afraid of that shit. So I stood next to Grandma and I'm like, Grandma, this crazy. That's the same lady Auntie mixed it up with. And Grandma say, I know. Grandma say, shut up for a minute, boy. Shut your mouth. She say, I'm working. I said, okay. So I looked at Grandma's hand. So Grandma had a voodoo doll of Diamond Shelly. I want to say Diamond Shelly, but Grandma had a voodoo doll. Now, what Grandma was doing with that voodoo doll, she had it in her left hand, but with her right hand, she was smashing the head of the voodoo doll as it was standing upright in her palm, and she was making circular motions to the clockwise circular motion while she was pressing down on the voodoo doll head. So as she doing them circular motion, all of a sudden, D's sister reaches in her car door and pulls out a hammer. And when she pulled out a hammer, she ended up busting Diamond Shelly in the mouth with the hammer. Pop! Knocked the big teeth out, the front teeth. Boom. Diamond Shelly ain't got no front teeth no more, y'all. Now, she started hitting her ass in the head with the hammer. Bang! A ball peen at that. Wham! She done worked Diamond Shelly ass over in that parking lot. Bitch head bleeding up, cracked up and shit. She done gave the whole brain damage for all I know. And Shelly Ann she's like, I'm the real Diamond Shelly, bitch. You ain't shit. Until she bang, 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 bing, bing. Hearing the sound. So she got through in Grandma. So when Grandma started rubbing the doll, that's when Shelly Ann told D to get in the car, and they float off in the Buick. And she had a gold Buick, but hers was like a four-door LeSabre. She had a gold Buick. She get in there. So now Diamond Shelly on the ground bleeding and shit, unconscious and all that. But before I get in that, I gotta tell you a little bit why they called her Diamond Shelly. Now Diamond Shelly in her day, she had this little clique of girls friends that she ran with, and she would rob all the stores on her. It was a female crew. This shit made the paper now. Nothing I'm telling you fake. It made the paper. She would go down Magic Mall and rob the Chinese people in the jewelry store, and she would steal diamonds, and she would wear the rings on her finger. She would wear the bracelets and shit, bangles and shit, but these was diamond studded. And she had stole so much diamond jewelry out of these little local malls and shit, and out of the jewelry stores and went apart when they used to go boost and rob. She had her front teeth taken out. Holes drilled in them, and she had the diamonds implanted in her mouth. So that's why everybody called her Diamond Shelly. So, you know what I'm saying? She always say, I'm the hardest bitch. She was the baddest bitch before Trina and them even hit the scene, that energy, right? So, Shelly Ann, D's sister, come around the corner, swing on a bomb, knock her teeth out, whoop her ass in the head with the ball peen hammer, and grandma just rubbing the motherfucking head of the dog. So I know grandma had something to do with that transaction now. So now grandma pull off, Diamond Shelly on the ground, bleeding out. Somebody called the police, ambulance, boom, 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 right up the road from the cemetery on Bruton Boulevard by this little strip mall. It had a Domino's Pizza in it and shit like that, right across from the Smith Center on Bruton Boulevard, right there. So now, fast forward a little bit, a couple months out, Diamond Shelly, she healed, but now she ain't got no brain capacity. She almost like a vegetable. Now you know what happened to vegetables, right? When you got a nice body and you an adult and you ain't got no common sense, people begin to take advantage of her. So all her girls, they done dispute, they stole her car, they broke in her house and stole her property while she was in a coma in the hospital and shit. And grandma used to always say, that's good for that bitch. That's good for that bitch. And grandma, that's good for the janky hoe. Fucking with my daughter. Fuck my daughter up. Got my daughter on them damn drugs. So grandma was coming at her like that. So, people, this sad now, but it is what it is. I'm telling you word of truth now. I ain't gonna fuck with you now. Deal, believe it. It's just sad. And this never sat right with me with grandmama, y'all. And I'm just gonna be transparent. I love grandma. This shit right here didn't sit right with me because of what was happening to Diamond Shelly. And here we go. I'm just gonna tell you, if you got a weak stomach, get the fuck out of here, man. This is real life shit. So now, Diamond Shelly, she always used to walk the street. Now she bad, I mean fine, red bone, cute, stacked up stallion type shit. But it's like when that girl beat her in the head with the hammer, she lost her mind. So now you got people running around town and they'll see Diamond Shelly walking. Some of the dudes she had robbed or cut or hurt, they'll see her walking. And everybody knew she was slow, a vegetable. So dudes would just pull up the car and jump out, punch her in the face, choke her out, and they'll just throw her in the back of the car, right? And they didn't even drive nowhere like behind a building. It could be right on the side of the road where the kids at, and they'll like just pull her pants down and they'll start raping her and fucking her right there. Boom, 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 boom. And then they'll just, like, after and this is like some quickie shit. This one, like, okay, they just killed the bitch and took her to the house and romanced and fucked her, like, most people do. No, they would just, like, jump out on her ass and bend her over the car, rape her up, and just, like, leave her standing there. Some dudes would, like, slap her, punch her, kick her, throw her on the ground. And I'm coming up as a kid watching this shit, so I'm like, oh my God. But then it's Diamond Shelly, we don't know she really off, but we can tell, we kids, we don't know what's really going on. So everybody like, oh, Diamond Shelly a jug now, she a jug now. But no, I knew grandma had got some revenge and made that lady get beat in the fucking head. I know it, man. I know it. So this shit used to happen on several occasions, man. Everybody like, man, they go Diamond Shelly, and everybody like, man, we should fuck that hoe. And I'm, young nigga in school, like, yeah, when I grow up, I'm gonna fuck Diamond Shelly. Like, that gonna be my chick. We all saying it. And my boy E, he used to come up there and rub on her ass as she was walking, and she wasn't bitter no more. And she was like, how y'all doing? Y'all so nice. I like your shoes. You wearing them Ewins? Yeah, I like Patrick Ewing. She was that type of shit, real calm. So my boy E would rub on her booty and shit, and then we as kids, we would like run past her and be like, I'm finna touch Diamond Shelly booty. We'll run past and we'll slap her on the butt, kiki and run around the corner. But that's as far as it got with us as jits. But I used to see the other dude jump out the car, just bend her ass over in the middle of the road in the parking lot. They'll hit her and throw her on the ground, and she'll just have to pull her pants up and shit like that and be like, man, this is some crazy shit. But she never disputed her fault. Her mind was gone, man. She was a vegetable almost. So she pull up her clothes and she wouldn't even be all sad or distraught about it. She'd be like, man, I want me a Fago. And then, somebody that she'd walk in the store and the agents would give her a Fago because they knew she was crazy, and everybody was seeing what was going on. But by the time you call the police, they wasn't there, man. It's like it wasn't happening. So that shit never sat right with me, and it make me sad to think about how everybody was taking advantage. And wasn't just one or two niggas. It was any and everybody who had the opportunity to fuck with this lady, right? And I don't know if this divine retribution for all the pain she caused, the nigga she cut up, or the life she ruined, but it just didn't sit right with me, y'all. I'm a softy at this shit. So grandma kind of satisfied with what the fuck went on. She got auntie revenge and all that shit there. So this the bad part, y'all. So Diamond Shelly was getting taken advantage of. So she was walking on Bruton, the same place where she got her head little knocked in and shit. And she was walking in Bruton, like over there by the school. It's like a Richmond Heights Elementary, and next to Richmond Heights Elementary, it's a cemetery, y'all. So she was walking up that road. Now I gotta say this, every day she would clean, so nobody knew where she was living at or going at night. But every day she would have on fresh clothes and clean. Probably her mama, grandma were taking care of. But she would leave the house walking, and every day somebody would just take advantage of her and rape her up or make her do some illicit stuff. You know, guys would see her, grab her by the neck, and pull her in the house, and easily just take the coochie, and then she'll walk out the door and she don't know what's going on. And I guess she knew what she just wasn't there, man, and it's not right. It's just not fucking right, y'all. Forgive me for losing my cool just now. But yeah, so she on Bruton, and right in front of the school, right before you get to the school off Kirtland, you know, we over there chilling because we played sports at the Smith Center. So we see Diamond Shelly fine as like, they go Diamond Shelly, she walking, bruh. So we run to the gate and we looking at her. That bitch fine, fine, fine. And we know. So then Coop pull up and Coop jump out the car and he get her. And only thing he do is open his car door. She slide right into his car door. He turn up in the cemetery, go all the way to the back of the cemetery. And you know what he back there doing with her, you know? And then he pull out the cemetery and he drop her off right back at the same spot. It took about 5-10 minutes, 15 minute top. You know what he was back there doing. And she get out the car and he gave her like $10 and she like, what, thank you. And you could hear like laughing, jumping up and down, mesmerized by the little $10. And she like, I'm going to buy me a pizza from Domino's. It was just like that, right? So I'm sitting up there feeling really sad about it. So here go the tragic part of this shit, y'all. So we didn't really see Diamond Shelly that much because we had started staying on the other side of town and shit, doing other shit. We weren't going to the Smith Center no more. But we found out that Diamond Shelly had got hit on I-4. They labeled her like a prostitute, run over and struck on I-4. And this is back in like 95, 96 area, probably 97. And they say prostitute hit and run, killed on I-4 right over there by John Young Parkway and Bruton Boulevard, where the overpass cross right there. And yeah, so we all speculated that one of the dudes on a Saturday night, because this was Saturday when I'm at the club, she probably got there walking up the road late night. Nigga done got out the club and they horny, drinking and shit. So they find Diamond Shelly walking and they go there and rape her up and shit. And they put her off by the overpass, and she ain't got no common sense. Like, she didn't have the avoid traffic energy people, and she probably was walking on the road and end up trying to cross the street and got struck and killed. So Diamond Shelly got struck and killed on I-4 on the overpass right by Bruton Boulevard, and they labeled her just a prostitute hitchhiking and shit, dog. It was fucked up crazy. So it was sad in the neighborhood, and I let grandma know, hey man, Diamond Shelly did, she got struck and hit. And grandma had no remorse, y'all, and I'm just G with it. Grandma had no remorse. Grandma said, that's what the bitch gets. She thought she was better than everybody. Who the baddest bitch now? Grandma said that, and grandma like laughed at that shit. Who the baddest bitch now? Fucking with my baby. Got my baby on that junkie shit. And that's how that shit went. I'm gonna stop it right there, people. I done told you enough, and this is a rough story. I don't know if this bitch was spooky, crazy, sad, or just made you angry, but it fucks me all up to remember it. Let me know what you think in the comments or the recap. I'm finna let you go. We gonna talk. Alright, everybody. I'm tight. I'm telling you. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, but it's the truth, no doubt. Take care. God bless. And much love. Remember, ain't no need in being the baddest bitch. Just be the baddest of it all. Have a good one. You got it.